Hey guys, today's kind of a rough day for me. I had a hard time getting up out of bed and I have work in a couple hours. I still have to edit yesterday's video. I said that I would record every day of my life for the next 3 years at least. So I want to stay true to that, even when it's hard, even when I'm having a bad day. Okay, so I feel like I'm falling into a bit of a depression. It's not the first. It's happened in the past, but I just feel myself going downhill. It doesn't make sense to you guys now, but I have a lot of things that are stressing me out financially right now. And I don't know if I'm ready to open up about those things just yet. Maybe I will. But for now, that's what I'm struggling with. I'm gonna go take a shower because showering usually makes me feel better. Maybe I'll get more into what's stressing me out. You may be wondering why I'm not getting ready for work or going to work at this point. I did call out today, which is something I feel really guilty about because I feel like I do that more than I should. I've had a really rough morning. The moment I stood up, I was just hit with this weight. I just always feel like I'm so far ahead and so far behind at the same time. And I don't know, I'm always trying to remind myself how privileged I am for the things that I have, because I never want to be ungrateful, and I never want to be insensitive to people that have so much less than me. But I think that it's because I've always grown up something as simple as food, a necessity, being on questionable grounds, you know? Like, my mom always did the best she could, but she was a single parent. She never had any help. My stepdad was a deadbeat. He was in and out. Anytime he was even here, he never worked. He wouldn't contribute, things like that. And, you know, my mom could only do so much, and a lot of the times it was either that we didn't have the money, or even when we did, with my mom working third and being a single mom and working all the time, she never had time to grocery shop. Anytime she was off work, all the stores were closed, and, you know, this was before, like, delivery services were popular and things like that. And we would just have to make do, you know? Like, my version of dinner was, like, a can of baked beans that I split between me and my two sisters, and I had to make it work. And I have so many reasons why I'm doing this right now. All of this pain and this grief that I feel right now, it still matters and it's still significant, even though a part of me wishes that it didn't exist at all. I have to be grateful for even that, because ultimately that is my drive. The reason that I started vlogging, a lot of it is money driven, but not just in terms of luxury, but in terms of survival. And I always told myself my adult life would be different. You know, I always told myself that when I become an adult, I'm going to have more. I have to. I refuse to live like this. And my main way in which I plan to achieve this was never having kids, ever. I was like, I'm never having kids because that is what keeps the poor, okay? People will be so poor and then decide, let me have 6 children. I'm not stupid. So I was like, I'm not having kids. But even not having kids, I'm still struggling. And you could argue, you know, Mackenzie, you're only 19, right? But there are 19-year-olds with so much more than me. And I know everyone's different and everyone's living a different life or whatever, but I can't help but wonder, what makes you different from me? It's just that they capitalized on a market at a young age. I know this is such a disconjointed ramble, but I'm just feeling a lot right now. Like, I have to make it. This is why I'm doing this right now. This exact pain is why I'm so ambitious. This pain is my drive to keep doing this, because even though it can be awkward and embarrassing and not everyone wants to film themselves sitting in their living room floor crying next to their cat, I need to do this because one day this will matter. Not now, not 3 months from now, probably, but one day this will matter. And one day I'll look back on this and I'll be in a nice house and never have to worry about if I'm going to eat or not. And I'm going to look back on this and be like, this was the reason, you know? And I'm always going to be so grateful for everything that I have, because I know where I came from, and I've always kept that so close to me. But because of that, that's also why moments like this are so heartbreaking, where I'm working with $60 to buy 2 weeks worth of groceries, and I just feel so defeated because, like, again, when I was a kid, I told myself that adulthood would be so different, that when I get older, I'm never going to let myself be in this type of circumstance. I'm never going to have to worry about food ever again. Cuz that's one of my biggest insecurities, honestly, is having to worry about food, you know? And I feel like I shouldn't have to. Nobody should. Nobody should have to worry about food, you know? And I feel even more pressure because it's not just me. Like, I have a family now because, like, I provide groceries for me, my fiance, our son. I have to buy cat food, you know? And those things always get done, inevitably, you know? It always gets done, but it's just the principle that I have to do it with so much anxiety. I have to do it with such a strict budget that I have to obsess over these numbers and these prices and these taxes and make sure that I have enough. Like, when I talk about luxury, right? When I talk about success, when I talk about what I want for myself in the future, what I'm talking about is not a Coach bag, okay? It's not Gucci or any of that shit, okay? When I'm talking about luxury, I'm talking about the luxury to go into a grocery store and put food into my cart and not have to pull out my calculator app, not have to think about the prices, to buy what I need and not have to compromise. I hate that. And I don't hate that because I'm spoiled. I hate that because it reminds me so much of the life I've always lived, of how my mom had to grocery shop, you know? I don't want to have to shop like that for the rest of my life, you know? And that's why I started vlogging, because I know that I'm so ambitious. I'm so talented. I have so much to offer the world. I have so much to give. And I refuse to be held back by money. I'm not going to get anywhere if I don't start now, you know? I can't keep living my life like this because I'm only 19 years old, yes, but I'm 19 years old living with this weight, living with this paranoia, living with this stress and this anxiety of, am I gonna have enough? Am I gonna be able to afford this? Anyway, I'm finally going to get up and shower, and I'll see how I feel after I shower, but I can't feel like this for the rest of my life. It's never gonna get any better. I'm never gonna be any happier. And I know that probably sounds so crazy and fucked up, but I think if we're honest with ourselves, all of us kind of feel that way, that especially when you're at the bottom, I'm not going to be any happier until I have enough money to at least be comfortable. I can't keep just surviving. I can't do it. And that's why I'm going to work for more. I'm not going to feel a sense of entitlement that I just deserve that and I, just give me money for existing. No, but that's why I'm going to work for it. That's why I'm going to be consistent. That's why I'm going to sit for hours and hours and hours and clip these videos and post these videos. Because maybe one day, maybe, this will be my release. This will be my freedom.